Hello again, Pouring Nation. As you can see, we are going to paint on a large canvas. This is a 24-inch by 36-inch professional level artist loft canvas. Now, the difference with this canvas versus the level 2 or level 1 is this is an inch thick. So when we go to calculate how much paint we need to consider an inch on each side. In this case, it's 36 square inches for each of these sides, 24 square inches for each of those sides. The second thing that you really need to be careful about with a large canvas like this is that, and I'm going to put this here so my camera can focus, is that you want to make sure this is level and flat. Now, I have bought a couple of these that were just slightly torqued, and when I did all my painting, all the paint ran off the torqued edge. So it didn't really work out like I was expecting. So you want to make sure that it's nice and level and flat. If you're in like Michael's or wherever you're purchasing it, just put it on the ground. See if it has any tilt. It will have a little bit. These are not always flat, but make sure it doesn't have a huge tilt. In this case, I'm using very large thumbtacks. Let me just grab that. I'm using these huge thumbtacks on the edge, and I did cover my wood in frog tape. Normally I don't like to do that. I like to keep the, I just like how it looks here. But this is a commission, so I'm taking a little bit extra care and doing the frog tape to kind of clean out the backside. Second thing, because you have so much canvas here, you want to make sure that this is pretty taut. This one is actually pretty nice. If you've got a lot of give in your canvas, what you want to do, turn it over, spray it with a spray bottle, make sure all of the surface gets the same amount of water on the back, and then take a hairdryer to it. What it does is that gets into the canvas, and as it heats, it makes the fibers kind of pull, and that will kind of pull your canvas and tighten it up. You don't want to use a lot of water, just a little bit of water on it. It's almost like a spritz spray on all the parts. Then do that, and that will work. You can do it on the front too, but I think the back works a little better. Second thing, or the next thing I want you guys to recognize is the end of these canvases. You can kind of see here, it's not flat right here where the wood is. The wood is kind of tapered down. If I push here, the wood's kind of tapered down, and then it's flat right here. So it's tapered for ½ an inch, and then it's flat on the edge. For a pour painter, what that means is my paint's going to go off the edge, and then it's going to kind of pull itself back a little bit on all of the corners, which is perfectly fine. We just want to recognize that that's what's going to happen. And the weight of the paint is going to kind of pull all of the canvas minus the last ½ inch, ½ inch, and kind of push it down just slightly. Big canvases obviously are going to have a lot more paint in the middle, potentially paint weight in the middle, so we need to make sure we get enough paint off the edges. I did a poll in the community, and a lot of you guys were worried about wasting a canvas and wasting paint. Yes, you use absolutely more paint on a big canvas because you got more surface area to cover. However, if we follow the same principles that we do on a small canvas, we get the right amount of paint. We have the paint all the same consistency. We've tested our colors together to make sure we get a good pour. You shouldn't be afraid of this. This is one of the penultimate things that you can do as a paint pouring artist is get a beautiful large canvas. So practice a lot on the little canvas, absolutely, but at some point in your career you need to do a large canvas. They are so fun, and it just feels good to get one of these done. Now I'm going to pause here and paint all my edges with my main color, and then we'll kind of talk about the color palette and how this is going to work. Alright, I have my edges painted. I painted the far edges and a little bit on the outside. So one thing that you need to understand with a large painting is you don't have time to make up new paint, especially not big quantities of new paint like you need with a painting like this. So you want to make sure you have enough paint. In my case, I made up, this is a 24 by 36 The square inches there is 24 by 36 plus two 36s and two 24s, because it's an inch on each side, is about 1,000 square inches. So for that I need 40 ounces of paint. Now I'm going to recommend that you make 25 to 50% more than what you need. You don't have to use it, but you do not want to have a big pour sitting here and have to waste 10-15 minutes making paint, have this set up a little bit and then not work correctly. Have enough paint. I've done this a couple of times where I don't have enough paint and it is a serious problem. So that's the one big difference between a smaller canvas and a larger canvas is have enough paint, have it all made up, be ready for that. In my case, I have kind of a teal color, the same thing with some white, magenta, an off-white, and then a more of an aqua with kind of a metallic aqua that I'm using. And I have a ton of this. I probably have 30, I think this is a 36 ounce thing, so I probably have 32 ounces of this. And I'm not going to use it all, I don't think so, but I'll use this all day long. I'll just put a cover on it. This is actually a takeout for soup. This is or Thai food. This is a takeout that I save. So I have a lid, put a lid on it. It'll work great later, and I'll use the rest of the paint. So I have another one of those Thai cups that we're going to use, and let's get to it. Now, like I said, I needed about 40 ounces of paint. This is only about 36, and I'm really annoyed that so this is only about 36. So I'm going to need more. So we're going to start here with the puddle. And the other part of a large canvas is it is a lot of weight to move this around where you want it. Now, I have mentioned before, I am 6'8". I have very long arms. So with this, I'm just using my arms to go. If I needed to, I could just swap it and then only lift this one side, which would be a whole lot easier, especially for people that don't have my massive reach.